basis is that there were errors. And I say, if you have not brought errors to my attention, how do you expect me to know that there's an error? Until who duty now say, oh, you have not done it.
You have failed.
Yaka be electoral commission say we want to prove to you that we committed no further errors. Because from now, my part is that I should sign as a candidate and fill in the other forms. The other portions are for people that are my supporters. It is a supporter be a feel it now wako or mete one letter of his voter ID card. How is that my fault?
How does that affect you?
And Yakabibia, Jean Mensa say, oh my uncontested 2024 elections.
Into court.
We went to court, and somehow the court did not even look at evidence now. They only said that the EC said we had incomplete particulars. Now, say also were incomplete particulars and errors. DJ, Oka say incomplete particulars and errors. No, what is an error? How do you correct an error if you don't know the type of error that has been corrected? Until Bisa says, ECC there is an error. What is the type of error? As somebody who has done accounting and worked as an accounts officer before, when they say there is an error, it could be error of data entry.
Yeah.
It could be error of omission. It could be error of commission, error of transposition, or it could be error of original. So which type of error, ENA or MOCA, because you must know the type of error that has been committed before you can proceed with a solution or a remedy.
Yeah.
Into EC just generalized that your form is with error. What error? So the court saying that, then we said, court, you are wrong. You, the court, must know. Then the EC come to say, Omuti Omuni Ashe, and Omu say, signatures B looks identical. Ocular observation. Mena mete me sankana. Papa yi o oti pusi na. Na ye kwako mako sign me form. What is this? A signature. It's a mark. Now on also signature it is say mediana. Then you say that they look similar. Minimal signature. It will turn out that my signature and your signature are the same.
Yeah.
Because I've seen signatures that are just a cross.
It can only be a coincidence.
I've seen people, they just take it and they do a cross.
Yeah, and that's it.
Some people do multiplication sign. It's their signature. So how am I supposed to go and say that my papa?
But why would they be diabolic?
I didn't. How would I say who signature anyway signature no? As a Saudi no. Nani pana katrem say we na made sign na me me bibia. If it is like somebody other's signature, it's coincidence. Then you come and tell me, and the court goes to say that ocular observation into Usuwa.
And that was it.
You did not say if there is signature duplicity, and it's a criminal issue. It's no more for the Electoral Commission. A criminal issue, no, you have to report to the Ghana Police Service. Now, Omar Fred, the people responsible for forensic signature detection. No, be detected.
Yeah.
That becomes a crime. The Electoral Commission did not proceed on that tangent. But as we knew in the past, the costs were like also procured. Until it was like BBR setting. In fact, that night year called Supreme Court.
Not just say it is dead on arrival.
That night year called Supreme Court was the day that I just sat down and I wept. Justice Tanko used less than 1 hour because EC no man file affidavits in opposition. Until Omoba no man said Supreme Court by Momo, and the Supreme Court said that the person is likely to be a president. Your actions will enable the people of Ghana vote for him or not. Until Monko Chirombra, or 30 minutes. Less than 20 minutes. No, Mabeka said they have ruled, but they are advising me. I'm still young, and I have a future. I can become president. Who determines when I should become president? The people of Ghana were looking for me to become their president. It's not for you to come and tell me that I'm young, I have a future, and you have to determine that my presidency for this time should be shilled. so that the future that you think is good as you come. But hey, as respecters of the law, Omokasai, we just sat down. I was looking at the judges and I left.
Okay.
And then the party decided that we should hold a national executive committee meeting.
Okay.
And I and the NDC's presidential
candidate. And not just saying I'm so my President Mahama edited to that when the campaign to also say disqualification it was wrong. And I feel say oh you're more qualified than others are not or more a war ballot sheet no so. It will support President Mahama. I'm not a move easy because currently petition a war was Jean Mensa. Would you support such?
Well, I don't think that it is President Mahama that removes the EC. President Mahama will simply have to convey the petition to the courts.
I mean, but would you support such petition?
I think that the EC should have left by now.
Okay.
Omankasa, Jean Mensa, and Dr. Bosman should have left. Are they not the people that say that the NDC is a danger to our democracy? The NDC is power, and you are there to be in that danger. No. Principles must be upheld. If they are diluted, you fail to be relevant as a human being. Okay. You did not think that the NDC is a worthy political party. The people of Ghana has voted overwhelmingly. That it took you energy and time to come and say it is finished. In fact, it's finished for you to continue to be the chairperson of the Electoral Commission.
Okay, all right, so let's come to the Constitution. What do you say of the Constitution from 1992 as at the time? What do you make of it? What you say may complete at the time, and because of say advance your name and complete your internet, say yes, I try
Constitution is built by every single sector of the Ghanaian society. Tomato sellers were there. Carpenters were there. Dressmakers were there. Your friend was saying Masons, they were there. Carpenters were there. Lawyers were there. Economists were there. So every profession so every sector of our Ghanaian society is represented. When we are calling for constitutional review, are we going to get all these sectors to be represented? Lawyers are not happy that they went and brought courts, people that do not know law, to come and draft a constitution that they lawyers have to manifest. So it is one of the clever ways that yes, so they are taking the constitution and the constitution making process from the people and now to those who are some instances we'll call them liars, to come and lie about what they think the law should be and the constitution should be. Obviously, even in our homes, there are rules you set, and yes, sir.
Yeah.
As time goes on, you have to amend the rules. In amending the rules, you may have to sit down and involve people that concern. There's an 8-member constitution committee that has been set up. Okay. Are hairdressers there? Tomato sellers, some account. No. Your friend was saying Masons, some account. DJs, any people within the are they part of it?
No.
So it means that the process has been hijacked. The process has simply been hijacked from we the people and given to a certain select privileged people.
Which is not right.
We are now totally emasculated from what belongs to us. Now a group of people now take it and say that they are experts. Experts in what? Parliament now, is it only lawyers that are required to be in Parliament?
No.
Are those that are not lawyers, are they not doing well? Jean Mensa is a classical example. You want to say that his leadership of the House was bad? Ato Cassiel Forson. Onye lawyer. Are you saying that his leadership as minority leader and now majority leader is bad? He didn't contribute to sustaining democracy and shaping the workings of Parliament because Onye lawyer. So why are we doing it as if the thing that must govern us must come from people with only technical knowledge? Ghana is not for technical people. It's for we, the ordinary people, to manage. And that has been the position that I've held. Some things are not right. We have to look at it. One of the things that I think are not right. Bawumia got about 38% of the votes.
Yes.
Bawumia is of no substance said about the administration of this country, apart from his MPs that are in parliament. So somebody who carries almost 40% of the Ghanaians cannot participate in the democratic process because elections he did not win. In fact, in some other instances, the elections were so close that it is 49% and 50 point something percent.
Margin, not a very small.
So the margin was so insignificant. Yet, who are undi no netre say kotinefie, why do you know? Enye juma. And so therefore we could introduce near friends say a PR, proportional representation of some sort.
Okay.
Say when you are a leader of a political party and you contest elections, and particularly you have members of parliament, you should also be in that parliament and continue to lead them so that you can guide the democracy and the interests of the group. But you, who is their leader, you are sitting back and allowing non-leaders now to go and lead you. There is a lacuna in the constitution. Say we can correct some of these things. Otherwise, Oko Kenya, Oko South Africa, and other places. Kenya, they have the elected members of parliament and they have the, your friends saying, appointed members of parliament. And depending on the performance of your political party in the immediate elections, the electoral commission, they appoint some people into parliament. What you say? Yeah. If you go to South Africa, it's the PR. The majority that you get, and now you see that the ANC cannot rule alone. They don't do second round of voting. Who call elections now when kunima? The parties must now go and negotiate among themselves. Where the media becoming home. Now where the media becoming one. You bet me afa kwanya, you bet me abwa. Na yenina yet me ama omaina adu akoye. This is what we should be looking at. Otherwise, I think that we are again going to hijack the constitutional processes. And one of the reasons why we rejected the reforms, and he said there were about 88 or 44 clauses. And then almost say, yeah, referendum. Now, referendum, no. Omubaka say, yeah, say amendments, no. It's yes or no. I support some amendment in some clauses. I don't support some amendment in some clauses. Now what Kofani me supporting and then I supporting Abum now say I should just vote yes and no. That is how come that we rejected it and said that that was not the way to go. And since we cannot go by all the 88 identified amendments in the constitution, no, it means that we have to find a better way. We can reach some consensus on some of the points. Why, for instance, since 1992, the PNC came with fatal ideas. We spoke about school feeding program. We spoke about ministry responsible for the underprivileged, that is women and children affairs, and then gender protection. We spoke about what do we call it, national health insurance. We have been speaking, as one of our policies said, every Ghanaian should be born rich and not poor. Because Cocoa Ghana for you. Timber, Ghana will gold.
Yeah.
And the revenues from these places are given to the people of Ghana. Onya Ghana ni.
Yeah.
Onya Ghana ni.
Yeah, me Ghana ni.
Have you ever seen gold proceeds in your account before?
Yeah,
so who is the government? And anytime we go and sell our cocoa, we go and sell our gold, we sell our timber, we sell our oil, they say that the money has come to government. Who is that government? And that we, the citizens, are not part of the government. So if we are part of it, our proposal was that 40% of revenues from these natural endowments must be distributed equally and proportionally to every Ghanaian.
That makes sense.
You should have a share. Now, say also kofa every month. Say Unyan drew 18 years. The money is held in trust for you by the state. Who drew 18 years? You present that I'm a Ghanaian and my account was opened and I am qualified.
Must you even get to 18 years? before.
Because
in Europe, are being sorted.
No, I'm saying that their money is given,
okay,
but it's put in an account
for
in their name.
Okay, so when
they reach the age of majority, you can now access it.
I got you.
Do you understand?
Yes.
And that is why we say you will be born rich and not poor. And assuming that every month you are getting 300 Ghana cedis into an account. So by the time you get to 18 years, you know that, look, so you will not be a street child.
Okay. Tina say who supporting the move say about amend the constitution, but I feel say formula no more use the approach.
The formula is wrong. They are taking the constitution away from the people.
And that is not correct.
I don't support it. Lawyers are not the only knowledgeable people in our country.
That is very true. That is
very without us, you will not survive.
Okay.
Okay. Ufi ha.
Yeah.
And you don't come and eat food. Will you be able to come back to work tomorrow?
There be.
So the role of the farmer is essential for you to come here.
As a country, I mean, if this proposal no na say you bebu ye ni aguso na still no like within enumenu ya no ye hwe say ye be review constitution and with this committee members are also say a representation, a true representation of the whole Ghana at the same how it was done before the 1992 constitution, and I just say there's everything wrong about this. It's a quite maybe to me having of the way you have just proposed.
Well, there can be an 8-member committee.
Yeah.
But will the 8-member committee open up for people within the importers and exporters space? Say on some aspect of the constitution. Will they open up for people like you, Amoti Radio, Sufidi Eswa? You know so much of your industry, but the lawyer doesn't know unless you provide that information. Will they come to us? Say we, so if they are able to move sector by sector and collate views on what we think about the constitution, we can accept it. But say now more office, now more the omwadwin and omofi said they are omwadwin in a year.
Final.
And at the end of the day, you bring it, and the day you are implementing the constitution, that same day there will be problems with the constitution.
Okay, so the fact that finally I see who and disqualify when to me Uncle Gina or party and name na ode Mohokodom NDC by no means that who to me influences our proposal our boss already. So what have you done about it, and how are you going to push and make sure that like the results are, I mean, right now, you know what, said this is how it should be done. Indeed, I think that was our home client to convention I've been making sure.
Yes, we help the NDC to come to power.
Yes.
The NDC has a mandate to lead. Omodi Omoankasa set of policies at the buy. But if he said the MPP was so dangerous for the continuation of Ghana's democracy, and the car say Ghana for Yenina Yangwa Niensisa. And this is what I have always said. Say Yenina Yako School Kakra.
Yeah.
Say teacher Betro Niama a good board so when the information is no more useful. Say, yeah, Papa. The thing you go and pick could be a rack, which may not be useful. But it is able to come and clean so that fresh ideas can be put.
Yeah.
So at that particular time now, we realized that the NDC had dirtied our nation. No? We just needed to clean it. MPP, sorry. We needed to clean them off. And so once we needed to clean the MPP off, no, we went and looked for
the
NDC.
option available.
I wasn't available. And we came. We have cleared the MPP.
Okay.
It is now for the NDC to decide that they are going to put good material and good content on the board. Now, say, yeah, woho, na yetimi at the adwin bebre, at the aba, nagana foso, etimi dieci, no mati. And we finish. The president and his party may decide that PNC4, like is done in the past. And I don't think that any political party made that bold decision to support the NDC. We were not the only disqualified political party. There were others that were disqualified along with us. There were independent candidates that were disqualified along with us. They did not have the courage to come and make that declaration. Young, we took a decision. We took risk. In the course of that, my name is chairman, and my general secretary, Nkeye. I'm sure you saw it.
Yeah.
We went and had a terrible crash, and somehow our 3 cars that were following each other, including Reverend Samuel Aji, we hit ourselves, joining the NDC and its presidential candidate throughout their campaign. And so, the John Mahama has a duty to check people that he feels to me abwa the government. And this is what I have said, that he is not under any compulsion, but it is his burden to carry whether he thinks that people in the PNC are fit to be in his government or are unfit to be in his government. It is not the first time under President Kufuor PNC for any ejuma, under President Mills PNC for any ejuma, under Mahama 1 PNC for any ejuma. You can count the likes of Sule Garba, Raymond Atuguba, your friends Honorable Al-Hassan Azon. In fact, under Akufo-Addo, Dr. Mahama was poached. And yes, sir.
Yeah.
And